Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down the things each week that make you say the thing that's the podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden.
Hello.
3 hosts, 2 wallets. We're here.
Okay.
Wallet Watch
3
update.
Those of you on Wallet Watch, we had a big update this week. If you saw, it's funny because, so as listeners may know, I accidentally deleted my Twitter account last month. And I've slowly been trying to get my followers back. And so I think right now the most liked tweet on my account is me announcing that I couldn't find my wallet. I think that
Attention.
is my most faved tweet.
You are going off grid by accident. You're removing yourself from the system involuntarily.
Well, it's just my natural instinct is to get rid of all identifying documents. It's just an urge that I have to fight at all times, you know?
It's
and I lost
urge,
the battle. I lost the battle. I'm constantly having to restrain myself from throwing my wallet in the trash. And some days you win, some days you lose, you know?
I'm saying you got to go wallet chain. 90s Kath. Get a big old couple skulls hanging off of there. Real Johnny Depp kind of thing going on.
I think it could be cool if I got a cool gold one. Like if I got a fashion one. I think I could pull it off. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I feel like
they're all very fashionable.
Oh yeah,
well,
what do
we
you
all
mean?
know that about.
Yeah. Wearing a wallet chain is fashionable. That's a natural. I feel like gold though. Then people are just going to think it's a pocket watch. So that's like a really lateral move.
Yeah.
Just
And I think the thing is if I got a wallet chain, I would have to change everything else about how I dress to make that work. Like I don't think
Not
it could
the
work with my
stuff.
existed. You think the wrestling
stuff is very wallet chain coded.
Yeah, but not
the stuff, not just you, but wrestling things in general, wallet chain coded.
But the thing is, yes, it is. If I kept wearing the wrestling stuff, that would be going in the direction I don't want to go with the wallet chain. I want to go it's a fashion statement of its own, not that I just bought the starter packet Hot Topic, you know?
Yeah. Or just a lighter leash, but for a wallet. I don't know, one with added tension that can got a wallet, you know, so that you can just pull it out.
What's a lighter leash?
You know, it's real. You got to be a real degen to have a lighter leash, but it's basically like the thing, you know, some janitors have the thing with keys that snaps back to your.
Oh, the
no,
retractable.
it's like a retractable.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, where it's if you're, I guess, you know, no one is ever going to steal your lighter, but now you're a lighter leash guy, so you know, choose your path. Choose your
You got time
fighter.
to reach back in my pocket after I light my cig. I
Nope.
gotta just let it go, and it stays with me.
And then it hits me in the balls, just right back.
Yeah, tying it right there, right in front of the balls. The lighter gives you a nice little sack tap every time you light a cigarette. Diminishes the cool factor.
It's a deterrent. You're trying to quit smoking, so you put your lighter leash in front of your dick and balls, and then it whacks you. So you got to do for cigarettes.
Yeah, helping a lady light her cigarette outside a bar, and then being letting it go and be oh. Just a little, you know, it's what was that? It's oh, don't worry about it. We're fine. It was not.
Yeah. And I feel like everybody I haven't even seen many, but I feel like anybody who has a lighter leash too, it's always funny because it's the most secure thing about their pants. They don't have a belt. They don't have anything else. It's just the lighter leash. A lighter leash is it's a very powerful object. It's
I guess if you're the type of person who's that concerned about losing a lighter, you're not the type of person with money for a belt.
I guess, yeah.
That's next on the list.
Plus, before you got the leash, you were spending your whole income on lighters. And so now the leash, now you're saving up for the belt now that the lighter is off. Now that lighter costs are off your budget. These are guys who have budgets, definitely. They have a spreadsheet.
Maybe I should get a lighter leash too, because when I do a deep clean of my house, the amount of lighters I find staggering. Yeah. I could open my own bodega counter. The all lighters bodega counter. Come in for something else. We don't have it.
Some bodegas do feel like an all-lighter bodega.
They do.
Yeah. I feel like you gotta the move might be for you to at least keep your ID in something like stitched into a pot. I don't know. The ID is really the only thing that's like really bad to lose.
A huge problem. Yeah. I mean, it's not. Here's the secret. It's not even that bad. You pay $17.50. They send you another one. It's like it's not really that bad. You don't have to go to the DMV or anything.
You don't have to sign a sheet like you're buying Sudafed or whatever. They're just giving you. At some point, they're going to think you're supplying the black market with IDs. There's hundreds of criminals named Kath Barbadoro out there.
You're it's the equivalent of being uninsurable, but for getting new IDs.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I really have streamlined the process of replacing all my shit to such an incredible extent because this happens to me so much. Happens to me feels like I'm not taking responsibility, but you know what I mean? Because I do this so much. I can really get it done real quick. And also I have learned my lesson where I don't keep that many things in my wallet. So I don't. The only thing is I do feel like every time I lose it, it's when I have a fair amount of cash in there and a new, the Metro card wasn't going to expire for another 2 weeks. Those are always the things that piss me off because those are gone forever. But
yeah. You have you should have a Jason Bourne security deposit box, but it's just regular. It's your actual ID. It's just your passport, just copies of your passport, your ID, some cash. Just you can go in there when you lose it.
She wasn't living a double life. She could barely live her own single life and keep that straight. That was too much work.
Just keep your wallet in the security deposit box at all times. Really, just be Be like one of those the old real nostalgia thing. You remember back when if you needed to buy something big, you had to go to the bank. Your parents would be like, I got to go to the bank to get money. Mm-hmm. Insane, crazy. Probably fun though.
If I were in charge of things, everyone would get one driver's license that was heavy. It was a black card or something, and you would keep that at home. And then you would make photocopies of it and carry the photocopy with you. And that's how you would do it. Like a birth
certificate.
Yes.
Except not heavy.
No, it would have to be heavy. Yeah. It would have to be it would have an air tag in it somehow.
You should just make your driver's license heavy as fuck. Just buy one of those tungsten cubes and tie it to it so that you can. I guess that is maybe why. Because wallets are not, it's a back pocket. So it's if I sit down and it's not in there, I'm wow, my spine is straighter than it usually is when I'm sitting. Something's gone.
We talked about this the last time it happened where I've tried making the wallet really big. I've tried making the wallet really small. I've tried
making the wallet really small. Very low chance of success. I feel like that's the wrong direction to go with.
You're right. Right. The one thing I have that I do stick with is my wallet is always a very bright color. And I do think that helps. I can't have a black wallet. I need it to light up. That's what I need. I need a raver wallet that glows in the dark or something. I think that would help.
Well, you've beaten technology because there's an air tag in this one and still no dice. It's gone.
Yeah. I was telling you guys today. So normally I'd be this isn't interesting, but since our listeners are so invested in Wallet Watch, so it has a tile in it, which is a thing that transmits a GPS signal. It'll tell you where it is. If it's close by, you can ring it and it'll play a sound so you can find whatever you're looking for. It's an off-brand AirTag basically, but they have this policy where if something with your tile and it goes missing and it can't tell you where it is, it won't update, then you'll get reimbursed for your stuff and you'll get $100 or something. But so my tile had not rung in a couple days and I was submitted the stuff for reimbursement. And then this morning it pinged one time in Chelsea, a place I have not been in several weeks. It is in Chelsea right now. So
yeah,
very mysterious.
Well, based on my knowledge of Chelsea, that means your wallet is getting jerked off in an Equinox steam room. So good for that. Good for the wallet.
It's signing up for improv class at UCB Theater.
Your wallet joined UCB. Took the cash that was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So very mysterious. Everything in it is now canceled. So if anybody did take it, they haven't been able to spend any money. I mean, congrats on the 2
Everything,
weeks of
everything that
Metro
was in the
card.
wallet did a bunch of bad posts like 15 years
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
and it all got canceled.
Yep.
Or
Cat's
no.
wallet is canceled, and that's it, Chief. It's over.
Everything in the wallet said some stuff on Jay Leno's show, and people found it put it on TikTok, and were like, "Do you believe this?" And it's like, this was
Yeah.
on national television. and
Weirdly,
20
they
million people
published
watched
it. Weirdly, they republished it in Grantland, and I got in trouble. I don't know. It's weird.
Unearthed.
Yeah.
Old
but,
opinions of Cat's wallet.
That's why I
Yeah.
keep trying to throw it in the trash. No one understands.
yeah, it has some really
I don't
bad
want that
opinions.
linked to me. It has my name all over it. I can't have that.
Yeah. It's old leather. It's a vintage wallet, and it comes with all this opinions that would suggest. Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing I've learned is that I cannot buy an expensive wallet because that just.
Oh, I would hope not.
Yeah. No. We're getting cheap shit. Because I'm not gonna use it till it breaks. Like we know that it's gonna have a life of its own after me. I'm only its temporary owner.
Yeah. You should make one of those duct tape wallets, but do it so the sticky
God.
side is facing out. And so it's just like hard to lose. It's really stuck to you.
I forgot about those. Fuck that. That
Oh, yeah.
sucks. Duct tape wallet. That was all the rage at my high school for sure. All the punk kids had the duct tape wallet.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any people who made other stuff out of duct tape? I feel like that was very in for a while.
I think somebody did a duct tape dress at my prom, which is just
always
not
one.
breathable.
Very
not
sweaty.
breathable at all. Horrible. Yeah.
Get her out! Get her out!
But
I
don't
guess
know if
you
I
just
remember
cut
any
it
other
off you
stuff.
at the end of the night. You gotta, I guess.
Yeah. There was, I feel like I had a friend who would duct tape his shoes together a lot, just they're
Sure.
good. They're perfectly good,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think any real duct tape craftsman that I remember too much. But yeah, it's not. I don't really understand the purpose of all why everyone was making everything out of duct tape, just to prove that they could, just to prove a point. Not a great material. I guess.
It was very cool for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Patty? Sorry, go ahead.
My high school had a dress code, so there was no duct tape stuff. That would not have been implements. Maybe wallet, but I feel like even that would have gotten some kind of comment from somebody.
Patty had to go to high school in tails, just a full tux.
Yes.
You were all briefcase kids too. No backpacks.
That's true as well.
Penguin High. Yes.
I think my high school's dress code is now more uniformy. They have maybe I'm wrong, or maybe those are on days when it's not shirt and tie. They get
Casual Friday.
They get to wear a polo shirt, but it's a polo shirt of school colors with the school you know what I mean? It's not really that casual. Yeah. So no duct tape items that I'm
Couldn't
aware
bring
of. I'm
it.
sure.
The tie was sanctioned. Was it a specific tie you had to wear?
No. I think you would get in trouble eventually if you really pushed it with the tie. But
Because I
no,
feel like
there's
I
no.
could see a duct tape tie as
Yeah, it feels like-
pushing the limits of the dress code type of
There
vibe.
might have-
Putting
there-
stripes of duct tape on his
Yep.
jacket,
Yep.
There might have been one.
Listening to American Idiot.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I know it's kind of a universal high school thing, but that also was a little bit later. My high school was maybe too early for that or something. I don't know. By comparison, I'm not really sure.
I was wondering if that was between your time and my time of duct tape becoming very trendy. I feel like it was a definite early 2000s thing.
It was a big thing for sure.
That
in
and the
my
other
school.
thing I remember that I associate with that is the belts that were a seat belt. Do you remember
Oh yeah,
those?
I had one of those.
Hell yeah, yeah, you did.
Heavy belt. If you unbuckle it, your pants are coming off by sheer weight alone, by gravity. Those things are coming down.
Well, it was a time of baggy pants, so it's a real problem. A heavy belt, baggy pants, those things are coming right down.
I had a studded seatbelt belt. God, that's a hard thing to say.
Seatbelt.
It was
belt.
great. You fall down and instead of just hurting yourself regular, you have now cuts in a pattern on your hip. It's good. It's a good, good fashion thing. I think it would be, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think my high school's dress code is now more uniformy. They have more
No one
Me?
said anything.
Oh,
I was just laughing.
All right, something popped up.
Number 5.
I had a riff. I think it'd be great if at the uniform school, like if they're like, yeah, we have casual Fridays, but all the kids dressed like adult casual Fridays. So it's instead of them being like t-shirt and shorts, they were like showing up in Merrells and like
Chinos.
slacks. Yeah. Like that. It's just like, yeah, this is, relaxed casual Friday stuff.
Kids
Well,
at school, yeah, you get to wear jeans if you donate to Susan B. Komen. That's on Fridays. You have to make a donation to charity. That's the way that works.
the thing is, if you were, it's gotten better since we were young.
Stanley
but,
Tucci style.
Exactly. I don't know what that means.
Stanley
Stanley
Tucci.
Tucci style.
Stanlet is a small Stanley Tucci. Stanlet. Yeah.
When we were young, if you were a teen girl who was larger than like a size 12, you basically did have to wear women's business casual clothes to high school because they didn't make any they didn't make like trendy clothes. So it was like, enjoy your slacks, 13-year-old Kath Barbadoro. Enjoy. I got around it by wearing I wore like boys, like stuff in the boys and men's department instead because I was like, yeah, this isn't great, but it's better than fucking slacks. So, like, I'm going to dress like a little Boy Scout.
Black
I had the
slacks and a white
Big
dress
Johnson
shirt.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least
Flip the
those fit.
script.
Let's do number 5.
Let's do it.
Number 5.
Number 5 comes to us from Hambo in the Discord, and it's wallet adjacent, which is why it dovetails nicely here.
You know what's not wallet adjacent? Me.
Kath. Rarely wallet adjacent.
Wallet distanced.
Wallets separate at this point.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess, the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, who is 51 years old, I will say, just as a lead into this. He was at a convenience store in Pennsylvania looking to buy they just passed a law that allowed more canned cocktails to be purchased. And I guess, I guess there's more available than they used to be. I guess maybe that like in convenience stores and things like that, because obviously they have hard alcohol or things that aren't just beer. And so he's, doing like a photo op, hi, I'll take, let's see. Surfside tea and vodka, I guess, which is like a local. And the guy behind the counter said, "Can I get your ID?" And he did not have his ID, and he had to leave without. And there's video and photos of him walking out without the stuff, which
empty-handed,
I think is extremely funny.
Walking out of the store, pulling the linings of his pockets out of his pants and frowning.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be real disappointed. They're all waiting for you to come back with the booze, man. You blew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teenagers
the high school
outside
kids.
furious.
Yeah. Outside.
I don't like the thing here is I'm just like is this just a level of like this is how politicians like who had his what like his bag man who had his wallet, like that's so confusing to me.
I think I
if
can
you've
take
lost
this
it, that's
question,
one.
Eli.
yeah. If you've lost it, it's one thing, but as far as I can tell, he hadn't lost it. It's like it's like those people who show up at a bar and they're like, "Oh, I didn't bring my ID," and it's like, where did you think you were going? Like,
yeah.
Even if you're going hiking, you should bring your ID in case you fucking break your leg or whatever. Like,
right.
What? It's a strange. I mean, I think most of the time they're just not 21. And they're like, oh, just me. I don't bring my ID everywhere. So I want to know like how often he doesn't have his ID with him, or what his deal is. That's what I want to know.
I mean, governor doesn't rise to this. I don't think. I don't think you are like notable enough if you're a governor to walk around without an ID. But you do get to a point of fame where it's like you probably don't get asked for it that much if you're, someone extremely well known. It'd still be weird to forget it, but maybe not that weird. Like, I'm assuming if you're doing like a press, was this like a press event or was this just like him heading around the corner for?
It was described as a celebratory appearance.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
PR move.
In that case, I can almost see it being more likely that he wouldn't bring it, but it's still weird. It is still definitely weird.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you could be like, okay, I'm the governor, and so you'll know who I am. But it's also like, yeah, but you're also the head of the law. You
enforce laws.
Of all people, I need to check the idea of like this. Just seems like a sting. Like
right?
It's one of those. Like you got to do it on camera, and especially because it's some like. Well, I think they're just screwed. It's probably some like teenager working there who's like, if I try to card the governor, my manager's going to yell at me. If I don't card the governor, my manager's going to yell at me.
Yeah.
I hate this.
I see some ID, please.
But also,
Mr. Governor.
it could just be someone who doesn't like the governor and who's like, this is my one chance to exercise the only authority I have.
Yeah, that was sort of my thought.
Yeah. Which... good for you. That's the one like piece of authority you have if you're the guy who works at the bodega or whatever.
It was a rules for me, but not for the guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's a real moron signifier when you see that phrase posted online in some contexts. Like that's the like smartest thought that person thinks they could have. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, interesting. Rules for thee. So you really got to, okay, yeah. Shakespeare. Take it easy.
Yeah. Anything that rhymes is smart. That's
saying, you can't like smugly say a little rhyme. That doesn't, you don't get to like feel all superior while doing a little riddle or whatever. You're being a clown. You're being a clown.
Right, you say that, and it's like, just give me the baby back, all right? Enough, Don't make me say your name backwards.
Right.
Yeah. Do you even want?
Let me cross the damn bridge.
Yeah. Imagine what your life would be like if you kept my baby. Do you want that, or just?
You sure you want that?
Yeah. Do you? You're not going to be able to spin straw into gold anymore. You have no time for that.
Well, my parents could help.
CPS immediately showing up.
Be honest, when was the last time you talked to your parents? We know it wasn't recently.
Parents.
They never call us. How's the straw going? How's the straw into gold thing
going?
They'd
be thrilled. I never got married, so this would be exciting for them.
Is Rumpelstiltskin his last name or is his first name? Does he have a last name?
It's actually he's like Mario. It's Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah.
His name is Dave Rumpelstiltskin. Believe it or not.
Jerry Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, just Dave R. You can just put Dave R. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Rumpelstiltskin take away your kid, and then you immediately just call CPS on Rumpelstiltskin. Whatever the troll.
He can't have an appropriate home for this child. Yeah. There's no way.
There's a troll being there like, so you live under the bridge? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take this child away and give it to next of kin. You've been outsmarted.
We had an agreement.
A gentleman's agreement. Oh, do you have a contract?
The King's Guard who are standing behind the CPS people like start unsheathing their swords. It's like, all right. And
yeah. CPS should come with the King's Guard. That should be... an auxiliary government service, the King's Guard.
Yeah. Definitely more charming to have the King's Guard show up to your house.
Right. Yeah. Then cops? Give me the King's Guard. I choose King's Guard, please.
We've received a noise complaint from your tavern.
They're just standing around looking at their phones. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. They're just reading. Yeah, they just. What's a medieval toy? Even did they have them back then? They're just. I don't know. They're scrolling literally. Scrolling literally. They have a scroll.
They did that actually. That's like my favorite stuff in museums is like just there's so many little guys where it's like this was probably they just made it for a kid to play with. Like it's like either this was an object of religious devotion or it was given to a baby to chew on.
Yeah,
it's one of those two things.
Have you read that? Because I was reading the same thing about that, where it's like a lot of times they don't know what they're like. We don't know what are dolls and what are not. Like we don't know what anything is for. So there's definitely a chance that something's like, this seems to have been the center of their civilization, and it's like something a kid like shoved down his throat, like just like
I think
some doodad.
I think it's also really hard to tell, like, to what extent people were serious about stuff. Like, that seems really difficult to figure out in the archaeological record where, like, I don't know. I think I saw people talking about this on TikTok or something where it's like, far in the future, people might think that, like, we have an entire very serious, solemn religious cult around, like, Santa because we have so much Santa shit. And it's like, because it's hard to indicate that it's like not, like we're kind of doing a bit a little bit. We don't really
this is why we got to put the Christ back in Christmas.
Guy.
We got to plan
You're right.
we got to plan for the archaeologists.
I mean, it's
this
great.
was their god, Kringle.
Didn't they make a
stuff
RoboCop
like
statue?
that in history? A RoboCop statue? Yeah,
They talked about making
one. I think there's one in Detroit.
Take some context out of that, and they'll be like, well, this was a police-ass state. And they would be right, but for the wrong reasons.
They'd be right.
Yeah.
They'd come to the right conclusion in the wrong way.
Robot cop. Yeah. Speaking of that, when we went to the museum when we went up to Massachusetts over the summer. I don't remember. Did we talk about this? I found my favorite thing in the museum was a King Dynasty wine drinking game, like cards with like little inscriptions on what and it's just like I just want to read these. If I haven't talked about them, right? I don't think.
I don't think you have. No,
I don't think so.
What museum was this in? MFA.
This is at the PBA Essex.
Oh, nice. That place is great.
And so it's from between 1662 and 1772 is when they sort of generate. But so it's all these little cards, and there's and they all say different things. And I took a couple of them. So the guest who arrived latest, please drink. Beat the drum and pass the aromatic wine. The guest who was late, please drink 2 cups of wine.
Beat the drum and drink the aromatic
it's like
wine.
King's Cup.
Incredible.
This is so good.
And the next one is everyone at the table, please drink. The host is blessed with the golden grain and prosperity. Pass the cups and make all the guests carefree immortals on earth. This is sick. Like, this is great.
I want to play this.
Thy neighbor or reveal the identity of your bastard son.
Respectfully ask the senior person at the table to drink. The world is peaceful and prosperous. Dedicate 1 cup of wine to the senior. So there you go. And then
can we play this?
We should play
this.
this.
Like a bonus episode. We just play it.
And then the last one. This one we wouldn't get anywhere. The person with the family name Wang, please drink 1 cup of wine. So they're just really targeting Wang there.
Yeah. It's
Wang's
like Never
fun
Have I
at a
Ever.
party. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hold
like
the
when
cup.
you do Never Have I Ever, and you're like, never have I ever fallen down at the amusement park in a puddle of like somebody else's throw up, and then one guy has to be like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, we all
Fine.
know that I did that.
Never have I ever been named Mike Johnson. All right.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And then it says, hold the cup to invite the bright moon to appear, and play the flute to call upon the phoenix, the auspicious mythical bird. They got a damn flute in there. Wang.
You know when you're drawing that card, everyone's
drink
like,
a whole cup of wine and hit that flute.
yeah, you know, everyone's like, oh, get the flute, get
Time
the
for the
flute.
Once the flute gets broken out, once that flute
I'm
starts,
no
you know you
good at
got a
the
party.
Yeah.
That's
And everybody,
awesome.
then there's one guy who's really good at the flute, and he's like, oh, looks like I got the flute card, and everyone's like, God damn it. This is...
I feel like at
More
the
flute stuff.
Chinese wine drinking party, there was probably at some point in history also a guy stuck in an urn at that.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like almost a certainty.
Well, there's, who's the guy? One of their kings like fell in an outhouse and died. Unfortunate for him. Can't remember who it was, but bad way to go.
That's the only part of his legacy. We don't even remember his name.
It's but definitely one of the more notable ones.
Speaking of drinking, before we move on, because this was tying it back into our story. How do you guys feel about those canned cocktails? What do you think about those?
I don't really like. I mean, I don't use them, but I don't know. I think they kind of are a thing. Like they feel to me a little bit like the martini thing, where when martinis were really fashionable for a minute, and like, so people are just like, it's just little beers, and it's like they're drinking a lot of vodka right now.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
drinking a lot of
19%
tequila.
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we got some at a place. We went up to Beacon, and I think they sell them in the city now. But it's called Liquid Fables, I think, and not sponsored. But
Beep
they're
it.
pretty good. When we went back up, we bought a couple, like, not cases, but like, a mix of stuff to have, and we still have them in the fridge. And they're they're not like 19%. They're not like super.
Yeah,
super
they're like
strong or
wine
anything.
level. I feel like they're like 11 usually.
They taste good. I mean, they're not like essential. They don't replace. I don't think having a beer or whatever. But they can be nice if you want something a little different.
I
mean,
like
it
them
is
because
also,
I
like,
don't like
convenient.
having a full bottle of liquor in my house. But like sometimes I want one, and I'll be like, great, I'll go buy one, and then I'll have this at my house.
Like going over to somebody, you got to be like, do you have tonic water and a lime? You know, it's like, I get it's convenient or whatever, but yeah, they're little. I had one of them like back when, and was like, oh, I'm swimming off like this one thing that just is like a cute little, it's like margarita agave, and I was like, holy, this is powerful magic. So yeah, I mean, it's going to extend to that, because according to the article, it's like this is kind of, that's part of it, but it's also just expanding canned drinks up to 12.5% ABV. So it's like, yeah, now they can do canned cocktails. They're also going to make a lot of fortified like wine, and like there's going to be
like
more
quadruple IPAs and shit.
Yeah, more Ballantine Triple X tall boys or whatever.
But they are limited to 16 ounces, so you can't get like the
40.
humongo, guys that are super strong.
Let me get the humongo. Hey,
there's probably one called that.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
The humongo microbrew.
Yeah.
Folks, if you're enjoying this episode of the podcast, you would probably also enjoy our bonus episode this week. Every single week, we record a whole extra episode and put it up on our Patreon at patreon.com/whatatimepod.
This week, Shelby has devised a little game for us to play. And I assure you, it's nothing sinister. It's all quite normal.
Also, not only will you get this episode, you'll get all of our old bonus episodes and ad-free versions of our main episodes. Wow, what value that is. And it could be yours.
Should we do number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 comes to us from the Moodang clan. Really good username in our Discord. Shout out to Moodang, the hippo named Bouncy Pork, who is biting his handler's knee as we speak. This story comes to us from England. It's also about an animal, but not about Moodang. So I was on this train last month. There's a train that goes from Reading through London to Gatwick Airport in the south. People take it to commute. They take it to the airport. It's like a very it's like they're like Long Island Railroad or something. It's like very high use. But this week they had to evacuate people from one of the train cars on this train, and the train ended up being canceled because the 8:54 a.m. train from Reading to Gatwick on Monday was boarded by squirrels, against like how pirates board a ship, just stowing away on there.
They swung on.
Yeah, they swung on. And I guess they all
were carrying
got in
flintlock pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's hard for me to figure out how many there were, but it definitely says a couple squirrels. So, more than 2.
Perhaps the most useless descriptor of any quantity.
Well, it's hard because the good stories about this are all like paywalled, because I guess England supports journalism, and the ones that are not paywalled are not very well reported. But this one is full of puns, of course, because it's but yeah, so a bunch of them got on this one train, and I guess the passengers were like, excuse me, like they're fucking going crazy in here. And so first they like moved all the people to another car, and then at the next stop they like tried to lure the squirrels out with snacks, and it didn't work.
Well, there's so many snacks on the train. You gotta.
That's true.
It's like pressure. It's they're in such a you can't equalize the pressure with the amount of snack pressure in the train for them to come out by squirrel osmosis, I guess would be the thing here.
Snack pressure.
So they tried to force them off at the Red Hill stop, which is suspiciously close to Red Wall, in my opinion, which is where they were probably going and trying to get out. But yeah, so first they tried to lure them with snacks, and then they were like, all right, you don't want the carrot, you're getting the stick. And they tried to get them off with brooms, just like herd them off with brooms.
I love the brooms still work, though. I love that they're like, brooms still do the job, They're still...
Don't mess with
success. You need to shoe something? Mm-hmm.
It is.
Man,
it is like, it cleans your floor, and it is the premier shoeing implement that we have as a species.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I probably would have one just for shoeing because get a vacuums now and stuff like that. But a
Roomba don't shoe.
You try to shoe something with a vacuum, it just freaks out more. It's not helpful at all. Also, like that they said, excuse me, that train said was full of people going, my word. My word. Yeah. This is, I wonder if it's also, I don't know have I ever talked about it on here, the thing with like mice on planes or rats on planes?
I don't think so.
Where it's like, if a mouse gets on a plane and somebody sees it, that plane is grounded. Like even if it's just one, because they have to check like all the wiring again, because all the mouse has to do is like go in and chew through one thing and then you're fucked. So like there's all these stories. I think I wrote an article for Crack. There's like 5 different flights where somebody just sees a mouse. One, they were like, a mouse jumped from the jetway onto the plane as it was like closing, pulling away,
pirate.
which is incredible. Yeah,
like
exactly.
a pirate.
And so the mouse jumped in, disappeared, and immediately they were like, everybody's got to get off the plane. We got to check. We got to check everything. Which is just, I love the power that they can still have.
Yeah, I'm not telling anyone until we get back to the ground.
Keep it to yourself.
It's like telling the movie theater you saw a mouse after the movie's over. That way you get the free ticket.
By the way, I saw a mouse.
Saw a mouse in there.
There was a bug in my soup, but I ate the soup anyway. Can I have my money back? I ate the bug.
It tasted terrible. Money, please.
It was the last spoonful. So sorry, I didn't notice it until then.
Yeah.
One of those people.
I didn't notice it until I'd already eaten it, and I was like, "This tastes like a bug." I've had one before at another restaurant. They gave me my money back.
This happens to me a lot.
Mm-hmm. The lady who returned half-eaten sushi to me at Trader Joe's once and explained she didn't like sushi. That's that lady.
Sick.
Just going through it. Yeah. Turns out I don't like sushi. Well, I'm glad we could help you with your journey. Here, let me throw this away for you.
Imagine a day in that woman's life. What is she getting up to?
She's just floating along. My God. Blissful existence, that is.
Blissful existence, making everything everyone else's problem. It's a beautiful way to live.
Yeah, it is. It's a real moment of, what is it, Sonder, where you're like, can I follow you around the rest of the day? Let me wear a GoPro. Like one of those videos where they put a GoPro on a cat and you see like it hanging out with other cats in the wild.
Yeah.
It's like, put a GoPro on that lady. What else is she returning today that she's just kind of traipsing through life in this way?
I need to see all of her other interactions with customer service representatives.
Yeah.
I need to know how these people live. Although, I feel like if someone was like spying on me, like talking to the credit card people to get all my credit cards replaced because my wallet's gone, I feel like that would not paint a very flattering picture of me as a person. It's not something I want people to witness.
Do you show up on like caller ID at this point? Do you ever get like they just know you?
They slam an alarm. Everybody has to run back to their desks. Yeah.
There was, I think we had one guy in my college house that was like, he handled the cable and stuff. And one time he was out of town or something, and we had to call the cable company, and they were like, just so you know, we have your account flagged for like a verbal abuse. So if that won't be tolerated. And we were like, what?
Whoa.
We were like, dude, what have you been doing to these sweet cable people? We have goddamn stars on our account that mean like we're bad guys. Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess it never occurred to me that they would do that. Makes sense.
They flag you.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they should. If you're a real piece of work, they should warn people about it. But
yeah, I think my dad's also flagged by Comcast, but just for confusion, not for verbal abuse. Just be like, just sort of a like clear your calendar kind of notification. It was like, you'll be on the phone for a while. So
I was really proud of myself a few weeks ago because I'm not like, I don't yell at people or whatever, but like sometimes I'm kind of crabby, I'm like not happy to be calling them. Sometimes I'm a little maybe sharper than I should be with people on the phone sometimes. And I had to call the IRS because they owed me a check and it didn't come. And I called them and they were like, oh, well, we don't have your address correct. And I was like, well, I got all the mail about how I was going to get this check. I just didn't get the check. So like, are you sure? Like, that's really weird. Like, why would my address be wrong? And she said, I don't know. I'm not the post office. And I didn't say anything. And I'm really proud of myself. I just stayed silent. She said that, and I went, and then she, like, after a beat, she went, hello, and I went, oh yeah, I'm still here. Like, yeah.
Sorry. My phone just shattered in my hand because I gripped it so hard.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to switch.
And like,
That's crazy.
I'm sure I was not like, because I think I was getting kind of pissed off because I was just like, well, I got all of this other mail about it. Like, I don't think I was being like super calm, but she fully said, I don't know, I'm not the post office, and I was like, let's take a moment.
Also, it's like, yeah,
now
you're not
you
the post
look like a bitch.
Yeah,
that was what was
like,
nice about it.
You're not the post office, but you like know them. You know, they're your friends.
You like probably get lunch with them, right?
Yeah. Like, you have my social security number, so you should know where the fuck I live. Wild.
Yeah, that was really crazy. But like, that was a big moment for me that I did not yell at that woman. I was very proud.
A growing moment. Number three.
Yeah. That's the. There's an old legal precedent that like. There was a case where it was not considered a threat when you said, if I were there, I'd wring your neck. Because it's like hypothetical.
Right, because you're not there. You're not saying you're going to come there either.
That's what Kath would say. That's Kath's classic move.
Yeah.
She'd be like, if I were there, I would take out the gun that I also have, and I would shoot you with the gun.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
Alas.
If I were there, but I'm very far away.
None of these variables are true, so you're safe.
It's true. Yeah. No, good luck to that woman. I'm sure she doesn't have a great. Her job is no day at the picnic or whatever the phrase is. Being the IRS lady like that. She probably has a tough time. So God bless her.
I'm shocked you were able to get through to anybody, honestly, more than anything else.
Oh, well, that was the other reason is like the only time those people are ever talking to someone is after they've been on hold for like an hour and a half. So,
yeah,
you know.
Every time I've ever called the IRS, it's been like, punch your social security number in on your keypad. And then you do that and it's like, no. And then it hangs up on you. That's basically been my experience with the IRS.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Well, this is why they passed that bill to fund the IRS more. And also it's to specifically target online conservatives. That was the secret other reason.
It's called the Rules for Thee But Not For Me Act.
That's correct. Yeah, it's not to reduce wait times or to allow them to actually do the job of collecting taxes. It's to target people that because they value freedom too much or whatever. So, yeah. Get them.
Number three.
Number three. This story comes to us from I Taught a TV Glow, which I think is a Tweety Bird saying I thought I saw the TV Glow, which is like a horror movie. So
that's correct.
There's the whole thing there. Don't know what it's about. Maybe some sort of scary television. Probably the television that damn movie is on. Anyways, this is a thing where Marvel has run into a problem, sort of, depending on how serious you think it is, where there is a Marvel villain with the classic, Marvel naming convention of what if there was another letter on there. Very Game of Thronesy. Rob with two B's. Now it's old. Now it's medieval. Whatever that is.
That's a funny one because Rob with two B's really seems like something that like a Mormon mom made up in 2006 or something.
Yeah.
But nope, it's Game of Thrones. It's fake old now.
It's just like it seems like it would be like the name of somebody who has like a weird fake radio, fake news show on YouTube, being like the whatever, like one of those sort of things. But yeah, so this one, the villain in question is related to a friend of the pod, Venom. Venom, friend of the pod, the symbiote, friend of the pod.
Venom, come on the podcast.
Yeah, Venom.
Infect us all, please.
Liza's best friend, Venom.
That's true.
He is a friend of the pod via Liza.
Yeah, this is Venom.
She's sleeping right now. If I did it, she would get up and come over here, and I'm not doing it.
Have you guys been keeping it up? Have you been doing it and it still works?
It's just a guaranteed hit, yeah, basically.
That is so incredible. We talked about that on a bonus, I think. I don't know if we talked about it on the main.
She loves the voice.
She loves the Venom voice.
Long story short, Patty's dog loves the Venom voice. Goes nuts for Venom impressions.
Like, if I did the voice, she would sit up right now and probably grab something because she gets really excited. She needs to have something in, like a little toy in her mouth, and then she would come sprinting over and do, like, the little, like, paw thing and stuff. That's what
Incredible.
She's already dreaming of Venom, so she's like, oh, yeah. If Liza had a car, it would be one of those cars that's wrapped to look like Venom. The coolest car. So I regret to go into detail on who this villain is, but I must, I suppose. This is Null, who is the top, original symbiote or whatever. I'm going to get some of it wrong, but it doesn't. To be fair, it doesn't matter. It's Null. It's Knull. It's based on the word. From what I understand, it's based on the word null, and then they put a K on it because they were like, I don't know, SEO in the future. People need to be able to Google Null.
Well, I mean, the whole thing with Venom is that, like, in the movie, at least, he's a loser, right? Like, on his home planet. So, like,
yeah.
Okay. So is this guy like the quarterback?
It's like, he's like the head. Because I think symbiotes are like fungus, where they're all like the same. Like they're all doing. Null's like, we're doing this, and everyone's like, yeah. And then there's this one weirdo who like didn't hear him, and so he goes to Earth.
I see. So yeah, he's like not. He's his own cluster. He's his own organism, and the rest of them are all kind of one thing.
Yeah, he's not doing what he's supposed to. Venom is not doing what he's supposed to.
Venom
be doing.
would have a duct tape wallet for sure.
Yeah. It's I think Null lives on some planet that's probably called like Death Zoo or whatever. Marvel names are very stupid. It's funny though because I think the planet does look like. It's like you see a planet and it's just like shaped like a skull with a bunch of black goo floating out of it. And you're like, well, that doesn't seem like a very good planet.
Maybe the people who live there are very complicated and three-dimensional and nuanced.
Yeah.
It's a skull black goo planet.
Yeah.
I bet there's, let's do like a Sam Mendes movie there. That's what should happen there.
Why can't they ever go to Skull Island and find like a charming artisan, making little whittled pieces? There's always bad news on Skull Island.
Yeah, I want to see like a domestic drama about like a longtime couple who's having infidelity issues,
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah. Or just it's nice there. Maybe it's just nice on Skull Island.
Maybe it's just nice there.
It's only called that because it looks like a skull. It could be beautiful there. There could be like a sandals.
They're trying to keep
Skull
the real
Island.
estate the real estate prices down. They're happy about the name being that.
Yeah.
Your cruise ship is going. Our next stop is Skull Island. It's nice.
Whoa.
Trust us,
it's very nice. It's really nice.
Turn us around.
Yeah. Beautiful Skull Island. You've won an all expenses paid trip to beautiful Skull Island. Yeah. So, Null, the Knull in Swedish means fuck. It's just,
cool.
The word fuck. So everyone's making fun of it in Sweden and whatever, which is also like Sweden. It's funny to think that someone's stupid for that. Like, it's like your language is weird. Why is Null fuck in the first place? Have some self-awareness over it.
I haven't been to Sweden, but I have been to Denmark, and hopefully making this comparison won't make both of those countries angry. I suspect it already has.
The hell are they going to do about it?
They are now in a shooting war over these comments.
There's a real rivalry there that I learned when I was there, where anyway, everyone in Denmark speaks English, and if you ever express any like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know any Danish or whatever, they're like, why would you learn Danish? No one speaks this. And I feel like everyone in Scandinavia is like that. They're like, why would you ever learn this language? Only like 500,000 people speak it. We all speak English. It's fine. So yeah. Hopefully they feel this way about Null and are just having a nice time. But yes, the Danes accuse the Swedes of being drunks while also being very drunk. Like, they will get drunk and then rail on the Swedes. It's pretty great.
Yeah, just very let them fight, but they're not really fighting. Just let them do whatever they're doing. Tearing into cans of cured shark or whatever it is.
Eating so many different kinds of herring.
Yeah, just unbelievable amounts of herring. So they have Null, and yeah, they're saying this is like, that's the thing I think about it. It's such, like you said, like with Danish, it's such a specific language it's a popular language, but it's not like. So someone said, here, let's go. Why didn't the comic book creators Google the name first? Or maybe they didn't care. And I think it's the second one. I think they definitely don't care. I think, especially when they invented Null, which is probably, like years
Pre-Google.
They
guessing.
absolutely didn't care. Why would they?
Why didn't they consider the massive Swedish market?
Yeah.
That
Venom
is like what is
huge.
a
Probably their
little-
biggest market.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is, because like I get kind of being surprised that it maybe wouldn't get changed in like the Swedish marketing material or something, just because like Marvel is so totalizing in its like promotion and stuff. Like it's such an international entity. It's like its own nation. It has it doesn't have advertising. It has like propaganda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
It's like less. It's almost like it's not surprising that they just didn't change the Swedish language. They're like, no, that's null. You know?
yeah. It's a little surprising to me that like if this is the first they're hearing about it, but you might be right. It might not be the first they're hearing about it, and they were just like, oh yeah, we knew, we just didn't care because it's Sweden.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah, and plus the other thing is like, I think it'd be one thing if it was like, Captain America means like fuck or whatever, but he's a
That'd
bad
be really
guy.
weird.
Yeah, it would be really weird.
Captain America meant fuck. That'd be
Fuck.
weird.
But yeah, he's like a bad guy, so whatever. Maybe his name's a curse. Maybe it's maybe it's bad. His name is a cuss. Bad guy. No,
He's bad.
No.
He's from
Yeah.
Fuck Island.
King Kong
Play that
on
marimba
Fuck
again.
Island.
You've won an all expenses paid trip to Fuck Island.
Well, that's like half of the Netflix shows, right? Is Fuck
That's true.
Island.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
That
Island.
is Fuck Island.
Weirdly, Fuck Island actually awful. It's a swamp.
Yeah.
It's like
according to this music,
98%
Fuck Island.
humidity.
According to this music, Fuck Island is a trailer. Is just a Winnebago on a college campus. So,
No. Leave him alone.
yeah, I mean, the whole thing. I will say, the one thing I like about Null as a guy, not all the things he does, but I like that he's one of those guys.
I don't
that-
endorse the things he does, but
Yeah, I don't
the
back
one thing I
no.
like about him.
He
He's a
has a sword.
businessman.
Yeah, I just like that he has a sword. I like when there's those guys in the Marvel universe where someone's like, I have the power to manipulate lightning and thunder, and then there's one guy who's just like, I'm a hero from Arthurian legend. It's like, you would be so dead, dude. You'd like Galahad will show up and you'd be like, you get rinsed, dude. I'm sorry. I know you're like an honorable knight, but you're getting blasted by
It's
Cyclops
interesting
or
that Null
whoever.
is a symbiote with a sword, because I'd imagine then sometimes he's just like, there's just a sword moving along a mass of goo, so he can bring his sword places.
No, he's a weird guy. He's like a weird skinny guy with long blonde hair.
He's like a
Oh,
weird
he's not
guy.
I thought he was a goo like Venom.
He's like the dad of the goo.
He made the go.
He made the goo.
Oh.
I don't like that.
He created this. He is an eldritch god of darkness and the creator of the
All right.
symbiotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it would get repetitive if like every Venom villain was also a goo. You can't just have them all be goo. You got to mix it up a little bit.
Oh, fuck. It's the
Yeah.
blue goo.
Yeah.
We just got through with the red goo.
Yeah. Isn't
tired
that
of all this
actually how it
goo.
works, though? Isn't there like a green one? And they're like, this
Yeah,
is
I
the
think
bad
so.
one. Yeah. Yeah. Null is waging war against the light to return the universe to the void. Best of luck with that. Null.
Likely activity for a guy named Null. How do you think you're the good guy? You're trying to return the universe to a void. Come on. That's bad guy stuff.
Yeah. He lives on a planet. Here's the name of the planet. He lives on a planet called the Hive. Not great.
Not great.
That's
Don't want to
not-
be headed
yeah.
to the Hive.
No, I don't think so.
I'm
Yeah.
skipping
Also
that
known
one.
as.
I'm not
also
going on
known
the
as-
excursion when the cruise ship docks at the Hive. I'm staying on the boat that
Why
day.
don't you just crack a beer and kick back at the Hive?
It does sound a little bit like one of those new apartment complexes that they build in like gentrifying neighborhoods. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
could see that. I could see them building the Hive like near Barclays Center. You know.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple around me. They could be the Hive, or a co-working space called the
Yeah,
Hive.
a
That feels
co-working
real.
space.
There probably has been
Yeah.
a co-working space called the Hive.
I think there actually is one. Yeah. Well, the Hive, also
yes.
known as Necro Prison.
Co-working
Bad
studio, but it's for ladies. So it's the Hive.
Wow.
and,
Well, they're all gonna kill each other because there's only ever one lady in the Hive. That's kind of the
Buzz-
whole thing.
Buzz.
Lean into it, I say. Just show up. My name is Fuck, and I am from the Necro Prison. Bad news.
There's more than one place. There's more than one hive. Excuse me. Sorry, I can stop talking about the hives.
Let's discuss the hives more. Yeah.
Is it a chain of co-working spaces or all different ones where someone was like, I know, we'll call it the Hive?
The first one was just one. This one, they're in Bangalore, Hyderabad.
Okay.
So, yeah, they appear to be in South Asia focused, it would appear. So anyway.
Yeah. No.
Pretty cool.
And also, I may be
That's
wrong
where
here,
Noah
the
is
hive-
from. He
That's where
came
Noah-
from
the
a
Hive-
co-working space.
Oh,
in
there's one in Palm
Yeah.
Springs. I hope he's there.
They're his outposts. They infect people through the free seltzer, and they actually got the symbiote in it, and then they get them. Also,
That would
apparently
get
might not be
me.
the
I tell
hive.
you put something in some free seltzer, it's getting me. I'm getting it.
The symbiote take the form of cucumber slices, and they're hanging out in the water.
Oh yeah, I'm a victim of that instantly.
Not
I see
problem.
I see a big cooler with ice and cucumbers in it in like a hotel lobby. I'm going for it. Beeline.
Yeah. May not, just a correction here, may not be the hive, maybe his throne world, which was renamed Clintar after the symbiote's word for cage.
Weirdly,
Not great when you
that's
gotta
the
come
name
up
of
with
the co-working space I go to is Clintar.
The cage. Well,
It's
we all
my
go
word
there
for
in a way.
cage.
Every
Yeah.
co-working space is the cage. If you think,
Kind of true. In a way.
Yeah. I love that every entry on the Marvel wiki is longer than most historical events on the real Wikipedia. It's good.
That's what I
That's
mean.
awesome.
That's why I'm surprised that this got by him. This fuck character.
It's just crazy that there's like more lore about Null than there are facts about World War II. That's just wild. Yeah, but hey, Null means fucking Swedish. Shout out to our Swedish listeners. Don't send us that shark in a can. I don't think you can because it's illegal to send it anywhere.
I think that's Iceland. I don't know if
It's
I don't know if
too
they
gross.
fuck with that in Sweden. It's
It's
illegal
Hakarl
because it's
Swedish?
too gross.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Talk about a goo.
They
Making
stop
their
it at
own
the
damn
border.
goo.
Customs rips open the things like, this is too gross. This is not coming in here.
Send it back. They chuck it back
Seized.
toward the country that you came from.
Throw it as far as you can.
No liquids, no gross stuff.
Yep.
Number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2.
You said it, man. Number 2, this is sort of a... I don't know if we would have done this if we hadn't done it before, but like this is I think this is the second Kentucky lawmaker who has had this problem. Isn't Rand Paul from Kentucky? Did I make that up? I thought he was.
I don't remember.
He is, yes.
He's
Yes.
from nowhere but his own sovereign citizenry.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was born a free man, citizen of no nation. So this story also comes from I taught to TV Glow. And yes, this is another, it does not have the profile of Rand Paul. This is a state lawmaker. His name is Johnny Turner, Johnny with an IE, which is, I would never elect someone who is Johnny with an IE.
Yeah.
That is
You
so
gotta drop
suspicious
that.
to me. You got to drop that. You got to be, well, there's a John in Texas and a John Turner. So I wonder if that's what it is, but it's like, you can't be Johnny with an IE regardless.
It's like political IMDb. They're like, name was already taken on PMDB, so I had to change it.
I feel like they're both like Republicans in red states. So like maybe there would be like, I want to make my own name for myself or whatever, but
Yeah. I mean,
there should
that's, I
be
feel like any
politics
of
on
them.
IMDb.
Yeah, I feel like you say Johnny Turner and you're like probably naming a couple different Southern representatives, you know, whatever one of those. It's one of those.
But yeah, Johnny with an IE, very strange. So yeah, he's a Republican state senator, and he, like Rand Paul, had a ride-on lawnmower accident. Thoughts and prayers to these. If you hold political office, this might be too much of a liability for you. It may be too dangerous. This guy rode his ride-on lawnmower into a pool. And he's okay, but he is in the hospital. It was an empty swimming pool.
Yeah.
So AP doing some classic passive voice here says, or I guess not passive voice, more just like sort of switching the subject. He was critically injured when the lawnmower he was riding, quote unquote, plunged into an empty pool. So I guess the lawnmower did that. I don't know who was in charge, but Yeah, he was from Harlan, Kentucky, and it was his own pool. He drove his own tractor or his own lawnmower into his own pool. No details were provided as to what caused the accident.
I mean, you'd have to go, like, they don't go that fast. He really must not have been braking, and he really overshot it enough that it not only, like, went over the edge, but then tipped in. You know what I mean? Like, there's not, or he just full steam ahead and just,
trying to jump the pool.
He was trying to jump the pool.
It's very front heavy. I mean, I don't know. It just sucks. You don't ever want to get into an accident that's something a sim would have. This is like something that would kill a sim. Also, I hope he doesn't die. Like, I'm not reading this story and it's like, oh.
Yeah, I think when I picked this, I didn't realize he was like as injured as he is. He says he's made progress. So
he's made progress, which we applaud.
We are supportive of that. We may not agree politically, but we are glad he is not currently dead.
Shelby, cut that sound before it flatlines because he is recovering.
He is recovering. That's not him. That was not him. No, he's fine. Stop it.
First episode with it. Yeah. We'll suddenly this will be a 4-story episode. If anything, if
he takes a turn,
things don't shake out correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, I mean, a riding mower is, I'm not surprised he's critically injured because that is mega heavy. And like,
there are like some pretty serious blades on the bottom of it, from what I understand.
Oh yeah. Under there. And also, like, riding lawnmowers are like I feel like I've been on one a couple of times and they're obviously meant to be on lawns. There's no surprise there or whatever, but like, there isn't anything that handles any adverse terrain worse than a riding lawnmower. Like, if they get at a 3-degree angle, I feel like they just go insane. Like, they're truly just lawns only. Anything else, they're losing.
You get a rock in there, and it like causes a problem. Like, they
fires
seem pretty delicate. Yeah.
Somebody
is
gets
that what happens to
Goliath.
them? It just fires the rock out. This may come as a shock to no one. I've never mowed a lawn in my life. I don't know how to do it.
New Hampshire? You never got a riding mower?
I mean, my family had just a push lawnmower, but I never did it. I feel like that was my dad and maybe my brother. I feel like it was like, that's a dad job. Like, a dad always does that.
One benefit
Kath
of a
always
riding mower.
tricked neighborhood children into doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like
wiles.
I do feel like I did not have a lot of chores as a child. I was maybe a little spoiled, but definitely no lawnmower. Had to do like dishes and laundry and stuff, but no lawnmower.
We just had, it was a good strategy to get go ahead.
I was just like, what about anything about me makes anyone think I would be good with like a rotating blade? Like, that doesn't, I don't think that would be good.
Just, I don't know. It's part of the vibe, though. You got the squirrels on your legs, and you're pushing a little old timey, the spinning one.
The little spinny one. I bet if we had a spinny one, I would have been allowed to use it.
Yeah, I think. No, it was like a good strategy by my relative that had it, because it was like a riding mower. And so when we went and visited, it was in Pennsylvania. Like, the kids, we all wanted to do the riding mower. So he's like, "Okay, go mow my lawn." Like, we were like, "Yeah." Yeah, I think it fires the rock out, or the blade can break, and the blade shard of the blade can fire out of the mower.
That sounds like a good thing to let all the little cousins do.
Yeah.
Go on the riding mower.
It was fine. That's right. There were a lot of rocks around there. There was a creek, but and that was like, everybody wanted to drive in the creek, but we knew that you weren't supposed to drive the riding mower into the creek, as bad as we all wanted to. So,
did you know? I don't know what made me think of this. I guess because he had a lot of weird cars, but when I was in Texas, I went to the like LBJ homestead, like his he had this big ranch where like he grew up and he lived there basically his whole life. There was like his one room schoolhouse was like on this property, and he would like take meetings, like a lot of diplomats and stuff would come to this like ranch house when he was president. And apparently he used to do this thing 'cause he loved to collect cars, and he had this like amphibious car that could go in the water, but he would like punk people by being like, "Whoa, no, we're going toward the creek," and then would go into the water. And yeah, good stuff. Good uncle prank.
Yeah. Worst weekend of their life. Dignitaries visiting Lyndon B. Johnson's ranch. He's pranking them. He's showing them his penis in the bathroom.
These things all seem sort of related. He was just like a big rube, like a big oaf.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But that was all in the service of getting legislation passed. So
right, and that prank is why we ended segregation. It's because of that. So
because he called his penis Dumbo and showed it to people in the White House. It's Lyndon
cool
B.
guy.
Johnson's big move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, I hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay. Sorry to this man. I feel like I would never go on one of these riding mowers. It does seem extremely fucking dangerous. I don't know. It does sound fun though. It does sound fun.
I was trying to Google him to check how he's doing, and sure enough, another politician named exactly Johnny Turner popped up. So I'm having trouble. But
it looks like he's okay so far. We'll see.
Critical but stable 3 days ago.
Okay, well, let's go to number one then. All right.
And this week's number one reason to say what a time to be alive.
Now to something we can all enjoy. My injury. My injuries and health. This is a report sent to us, I assume as a story suggestion, maybe as just like a heads up, in the Discord. This was sent by, again, I taught TV Glow, just really firing on all cylinders here.
Yeah, really knocking it out of the park this week.
Yeah. So it's basically, they're doing research. Finally, scientists do some research on something that I need to know about, and not, how fries are bad for you or whatever. They're trying to figure out why everyone's knees suck so much, which is long overdue in my eyes. And so they're trying to basically figure out, everyone's knees suck. We're famously a bipedal species, famous for standing up. Why do our knees not like that? Seems like they should love it. And so they've been tracking kind of the features of the knee, evolution with the knee, what's done that. And then, because it's scientists, it's still our fault. No matter what, it's our fault. It's not ever because things are fine and we are doing good. Apparently, this is so disrespectful. I hate this sort of stuff. They say the reason our knees suck is because we are sitting down too much. We're too sedentary, which makes no fucking sense.
Fuck off, man. Tell that to my boss.
I'm not using it. Why the hell is it getting worse if I'm not using it? My knees should be great. Yeah. Should be sitting here with a vitamin D deficiency and perfect knees, and running, marathon runners should have their shit should be all fucked up. But instead, because I protect them with nice chairs, yeah. So yeah, they say that research has suggested that the sedentary lifestyle of the post-industrial world. Shut up.
Shut up.
That's why we did the Industrial Revolution. This was the goal. Sedentary
the goal was
the
to
goal.
Sit down. That is
trying to not have to work.
The arc of human history bends towards sitting down. That's what we've been working on for millennia. Let us have it.
This is what you said we could do if you got all the science stuff right. You said we could stop, and now we stopped, and now our knees don't work. They say that the sedentary lifestyle of the post-industrial world may have led to a 2.1-fold increase in the rate of knee osteoarthritis. Why? Why is this like this? Why are our bodies like this?
I thought this article was about why knees haven't gotten better. Why? Because there are I felt this way so much about my back when I hurt my back. It's just why is the human spine designed this way? It is terrible. It has so many problems. I feel like knees are like that too. It's why? What's with knees? Why aren't they better yet? Are they getting better?
I guess. Eventually, but it's so slow. We have to have somebody who mutates to have knees that are good for playing video games, and then they have to procreate a lot, and
then people have to want to fuck them,
or whatever. we still got. I just wrote an article on all this shit we still got hanging around that doesn't do shit, like wisdom teeth and like remnant of a third eyelid that we have right here or whatever.
That's true. I mean, I think a lot of the problem is just that like we are living in a time. Us switching to being bipedal is too recent in our history, and like so many of our problems are just because we haven't evolved to like have all this work well yet.
Yeah.
Like we still have a four-legged like body schematic, but we don't use it that way, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
alligators got a big head start, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just like the reason childbirth is so awful. Like there's so many things about being bipedal that we just have like not gotten right yet.
Yeah. Like that's all these things. Like the wisdom teeth thing in particular is like, it's because our mouths have evolved to become smaller because we don't need to eat like as much roughage and insane shit as we used to. And it's like, well, how did the mouth get smaller? Nobody fucking told them to fuck off. Nobody told wisdom teeth to get out of here. They're like, yo, we don't need you anymore.
Didn't the wisdom teeth get the message? They're like the last ones at the party. It's like, it's time to go, dude. Time to get out of there.
When the extra inch of jaw that we used to have left, they should have taken the wisdom teeth with it. They like forgot to tell them they were leaving. And now wisdom teeth is sleeping over on your fucking couch. And you're like, hey man, do you want to get out of here? And then wisdom teeth are like, yeah, but it's surgery. And you need to do surgery to do that. You need to do painful surgery.
That's them calling an Uber. It's very expensive.
Surgery Uber. We're trying. There's like there's some interesting. We still have a muscle in our forearm that's for swinging from trees, and like we're starting to lose it. Like 15 to 20% of people don't have it.
Oh yeah, it's like a genetic thing. Like some people have it. Could I make it stronger though if I started swinging?
You should start swinging. I think
I'm gonna start swinging.
Get some use out of it.
I want to see if I can get a huge weird tendon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The rest of my body's the same, but my swinging tendon is like jacked.
It's something, it sounds fake because that last word in it is longus, I think, which just sounds so made up. Yeah. But it's, like, it's fun because it's like 15% of people don't have it. It does nothing. Like people don't have it. Even their grip strength is just as good. So basically what it's turned into is it's your spare. Like if you get surgery that replaces a muscle, that's what they take. So now kind of cool. We just got a fucking backup muscle tendon sitting in our arm because we don't need to swing from trees anymore. George of the Jungle, though, his palmaris longus, I think it is, yoked out.
Cool.
Let's see.
I feel like
palmaris longus.
Palmaris longus.
Made up as hell.
Check it out. See if you got one. How do you know if you got one?
If you touch your thumb to your pinky like this.
Oh, I definitely got one.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
If a tendon pops up in the middle of your wrist that's connected to your palmaris longus. Kath might be swinging, dude.
I have like, mine is jacked, dude. Mine is like, there's like contrast there. Look at that thing.
Oh my God.
Look at that thing. Oh my God. I got to get to work swinging on some trees.
Wrist bodybuilding.
I do feel like at my foot, like, because I've been going to the gym a lot lately, and I'm starting to see like a little bit of a difference. And I feel like the place where I see the most difference is that I have like very weirdly jacked forearms now. Like I don't even know what did I do to get that? I don't know. It's very weird.
Just squeezing stuff at the gym so much. Yeah.
I think it's just that like I have. The muscles on the other parts of my body have too much fat covering them for me to see, but like forearms, it's just like, whoa!
Getting yoked out.
It's really silly. But yeah.
That's got anime forearms.
I kind of do. They're like weirdly
Goku
strong.
forearms, yeah.
Do you guys have the thing?
I have the muscle.
I think so. At least, yeah.
Cool. We can all swing from trees. Fuck you, 15% of the population.
Yeah, if the water rises, you're going to be stuck down there while we're Tarzaning around.
I wish there was
It'd be funny if you really
like
couldn't. It'd be funny if you really couldn't swing from anything without it, though. Like jungle gyms, people are just like, I can't. It doesn't work. Yeah.
I guess I never put mine to use because I could never do monkey bars or anything. I think because I was just too heavy. Like, I can never do them.
Probably for the best. Didn't chicken fight. Didn't have chicken fights and just the most dangerous thing you could possibly do. I feel like
that'd be fun now as an adult. I guess that's what like most game shows are. Most like physical game shows are just doing stuff like that as an adult.
Yeah.
That would be a good physical 100 challenge.
They basically, I think they have done it on physical 100.
Yeah.
You know the thing you hang from bars and you try to like wrap your legs around the other person and send them plummeting to the ground. That's what we would do.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good game. Well, fuck off to the scientists, I guess, is our final message.
Yeah.
Shut up about our knees. Fix them or be quiet. Leave us alone. Shall we do plugs?
No news is good news.
Become a subscriber at patreon.com/whatatimepod for weekly bonus episodes and much more. And head to whatatimepod.com/links for our merch store, Discord, and more. Follow Patty, Kath, and Eli on Twitter and Instagram at PattyMo, at Kath Barbadoro, and at Eli Uden. And check out Kath's other podcasts, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters, wherever you get your podcasts. Here's where you can see us doing stand-up this week.
If you're listening to this the day it comes out, you should come to the Alamo Drafthouse Brooklyn at 9:30 tonight and see Master Pancake Cruel Intentions. It's going to be really fun. I'm really excited to get to do this show in New York. It's usually only a Texas thing. And then the next night, September 24th at 6:30 p.m., we're doing a Choose Your Own with our special guest, Eli Uden, believe it or not. Bring a DVD and we'll vote on which one we all want to watch together, and then we'll do a show of it. It'll be great.
Yeah, bring it by. Everyone bring Hellboy to the Golden Army. I think I already made that joke. But outside of that, this is far in the future. But hey, I am, I think, officially going to be trying to record a special in the new year on January 24th of next year. There's no tickets available yet or anything like that. But, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, Chili's Restaurants, that's where I'll put updates. And one or two people reached out to me. I may try to do it a couple places before I do it in New York. Specifically, I'm thinking about possibly DC or Philly. So if you're somebody that would want to see that, let me know, because that'll make me want to do it, because I won't think I'll be embarrassed. Check it out.
Cool.
You can't see me anywhere.
Do not come find him.
You will never see me.
Goodbye.
Until it's too late.
And then you're part of the hive.